So the first thing I want to cover with you is context. Why is Amazon so powerful, and what exactly are we hoping to achieve by learning to do this business? So recently I toured the country with this guy, Robert Kiyosaki. So Robert is the author of this book, which is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the best-selling financial book of all time. Now, when I did the tour with him, Robert said something really interesting from stage. He said, poor people work for money, but rich people work for assets. Now, when I first heard him say that, it got my attention because it kind of sounds weird, but that's exactly what I'm going to be teaching you in this web class, is actually how to build assets. And Robert went on to do this diagram, it's obviously very famous now, where he basically teaches people the fundamentals of money management. So everybody has an income and everybody has expenses, and most people, their income comes from their job, and their expenses, their main ones, are taxes, living expenses, and debt. And fundamentally, what determines whether we end up wealthy or poor in life is what we do with our money after those things. So if you have a look there, people either put their money into assets or into liabilities. Now, we, of course, are interested in becoming wealthy, and we know that we need to put our money into assets. Now, there are 4 categories of asset that the rich acquire in this order. Number 1 is business, right? Most wealthy people have a business, and they invest their money from that business into the next 3 asset classes in this order: property, shares or paper or stocks, whatever you want to call it, and then gold and silver, the physical form of gold and silver. That's what the rich acquire. Now, the name of the game is that the income from your assets eventually creates no need for a job, right? It creates space in your life so that your assets are the things that are making your money and not your job. And that's why Robert said that poor people are working for money in jobs, but rich people are working just to acquire assets because they got to the point where they could cross out their job and spend their time building their business, right? So that's what I want to show you here with Amazon, and why I love teaching it is because it's one of the few vehicles that I know that you can literally do as a side hustle around your job, because you do it in sprints, right? You do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. And I'm going to show you on this web class some examples of those types of tasks like I did right at the beginning. So most of us are taught in this country and many other countries around the world that if we want to get rich, we, as young as possible, we get a good job, we buy our first home, and as soon as we have equity in that home, we should buy investment properties, right? That's fundamentally what we're taught, and then we're supposed to retire rich. But what most people don't realize or figure out is how much income actually comes from that asset class. So if you look at a standard residential house, at least here in Australia, the average residential house, let's say it costs you $500,000, 500,000, you would be doing extremely well if after management fees and all repairs and all the other stuff that you actually earned 5% income from it. Now that's high. Most of them don't earn that, and that's assuming that you own the thing outright. So you get $500,000, you buy a house, you'd be lucky to get a 5% return. That's $68 a day in income, which is not a lot of income. So what I'm going to be showing you on this web class is how to reconsider the types of assets that you put into your asset column. So, for example, I'm going to be showing you how to sell something like this. This here is a stuffed penguin. Now, right now, as I sit here, this little stuffed penguin is doing $297 a day in sales on Amazon. That's US dollars a day in sales on Amazon. Now, assuming that it has a margin of about 30%, and I'm going to show you, I believe 30% is about right on this product, that means that this little guy is earning someone about $90 a day profit. In other words, he's earning more than the standard residential property that's worth $500,000. And you can buy this for $1 out of China, or $1.50 or so, right? And I'm going to show you on this web class exactly how to do that. You could buy 1,000 of these for about $1,000, and it returns far more than a fully paid off residential property. And just like a residential property, it becomes a business that you can sell as well. So it has the equity component that real estate has. That's why I love this. So what I'm going to be showing you in this web class is how to create assets, right? Literally how to manufacture them. Literally, right? We all know in real estate that if you buy a residential property from a developer, you buy it and then you wait for the real estate market to go up and you make money. Whereas if you're the manufacturer of the asset, which is the developer, you get paid as soon as you sell it. And that's what we want to get you in the business of, developing your own opportunities, manufacturing your own income. So I'm going to show you how to create assets. I'm going to show you how to build your cash flow. Because at the end of the day, the only reason we want assets is so that we don't have to work anymore, because the income from them gives us our life back. I'm also going to show you how to be proud of what you're doing. How cool would it be if you could create a product that you love, that you are proud of, that you can tell your friends and family about, that you can hold in your hands and say, this is what I sell to make money on the internet. And I'm also going to show you how fun in the process, and finally, how to be location free. How cool would it be to have a business where you could go and get lost in the streets of Europe, or go skiing in New Zealand, or go for a cruise in the Caribbean, and your income continues to go? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you here. And the best bit, you can do it all in the nude, which is pretty cool. So this is my story, guys. I started in 2011. That's a photo of me in Los Angeles when I first moved there to start my animation company. And this photo here is actually not long into that journey with some of my first employees. Now, on the surface, it looks like a happy small business photo, and it was in many ways. But the truth is, when you have a traditional business, you've got staff and infrastructure and all of these expenses and overheads that have to be paid every single month, irrespective of whether you sell something. And I knew that sooner or later, something would have to change, because if I didn't learn how to make money without people, I would forever be managing people for the rest of my life. And then one day while I was there, one of my friends rang me and he said, Adam, I need you to come and have a coffee with me, because I've found the most awesome business that I've ever seen. Now, he was a good friend. I respected him. So I said, sure, let's go have a coffee. So we went down to a little coffee shop called Jones on 3rd in Los Angeles. And he sat down to tell me about this business. And he pulled out this product here. And he said, mate, this product is what my mate sells, right? And this is 2011, keep in mind. This product was a weight loss cream for thighs and bums. Now, that's not the exact product, but it's the same thing. It's a coffee scrub product. So it has caffeine in it, which people rub into their bum if their bum's fat, and apparently it stimulates the breakup of cellulite. And I'm like, well, that sounds totally legit. I'm sure it probably doesn't work. But he said, don't worry about the product. Let me explain the business to you. And he said he gets this product made in Florida. So he lives in Los Angeles, this guy. He gets it made in Florida in what's called a private label facility. Now, private labeling just means that a manufacturer makes a product and puts your logo on it. That's the really basic meaning of it. This guy was getting it made in one of these factories in Florida, the United States. He got his own bottle and he got his own label on it. I said, all right, cool. So what happens then? He said, well, he sends it into Amazon's fulfillment centers. And I was like, well, why does he do that? Right? He says, well, Amazon have a program called FBA. It stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. Now, what that means is, as entrepreneurs, we can create products, whether they be penguins or whether they be fat loss creams for people. You can get that made and ship it straight into their warehouses. And what happens is, when a product gets sold on the Amazon website, Amazon will pick it, pack it, and ship it for you and send you your money every 2 weeks in US dollars. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I didn't really know that third-party people could sell on Amazon. I thought Amazon sold everything on Amazon. They said, no, third-party sellers can sell on Amazon. In fact, 2/3 of Amazon's revenue on their marketplace is earned by third-party sellers, just like what I explained. Now, when you put that in perspective, that's billions of dollars. In fact, Amazon now account for over 50% of all online sales in America. Now think about that. You add up every e-commerce website in America that sells anything. I'm talking Apple, eBay, Walmart, all of them together, and the millions of small sites. They sell less, or about the same, as Amazon sell on their own, and 2/3 of the revenue from Amazon is earned by third-party sellers. Pretty stunning statistic. So he said to me, Adam, here's the best bit. That one tub is doing $100,000 US a month in sales. I nearly fell off my chair. I could not believe my ears when he told me that. He had no employees, he was working at home, and he was just doing it all without touching a product. And I said to him, so I could actually live in Australia on the beach, have products in an Amazon warehouse in America, sell to 300+ million Americans who are addicted to Amazon, and get paid in US dollars every 2 weeks. I could be anywhere in the world doing that. And he said, correct. And that got my attention big time because I didn't want to live in America forever. I like the idea of being able to live wherever I want, but sell to where the most money is. And then the penny dropped. I said, I've got to give this a try. So just to recap, this is the model that you see on screen. Sit anywhere in the world that you want to live or be moving around, get a product made somewhere where you can source it at a low price, right? As I just showed you earlier in the web class. Get the product shipped directly into Amazon's fulfillment centers. We recommend the US to start because it's so big and established there. The UK, Germany, and all of Europe is super established too. Amazon will then pick it, pack it, and ship it to the customer. So you don't need to invest in infrastructure, staff, or any of that stuff, and we get paid every 2 weeks in US dollars. If you enjoyed that video, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you get notified when we have new videos. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.